Hi, I'm Justice Rebecca Dallett, and I'm coming to you from the Wisconsin State Capitol, from my chambers, and I'm honored to spend a few minutes with you today discussing and talking about Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg's legacy. We will remember her as a tireless and resolute champion of justice. She was a role model for how we can all live our best lives. Justice Ginsburg spoke out against oppression, particularly for women and those who are marginalized. And she worked hard to repair tears in the community and make the world a better place, something she learned as a Jewish woman, tikkun olam, repairing the world. As a lawyer, she worked within the legal system to fundamentally change the Supreme Court's approach to women's rights, and she did it one case at a time. She purposefully represented men in gender discrimination cases, which built an unshakable legal foundation for women's equality and the understanding at the time that a man's claim would be more likely to be heard. She represented widowers in a few cases, one who believed he should be entitled to a Florida tax exemption granted only to widows, and another who wanted to stay home with his son, but was deprived of Social Security benefits because he was a widower. In winning these cases and others, she changed the way society understands gender discrimination. She raised awareness that gender discrimination hurts all of us. As President Obama said, Justice Ginsburg helped us see that discrimination on the basis of sex isn't about an abstract ideal of equality, that it doesn't harm only women, that it has real consequences for all of us. It's about who we are and who we want to be. Justice Ginsburg's mother, Celia Bader, died when she was in high school, but the injustice that she faced left a lasting impression. Justice Ginsburg called her mother the most intelligent person she ever knew. Yet at 15, Celia went to work to put her brother through college. She was never able to reach her full potential. When Justice Ginsburg was sworn in, she said, "I have a last thank you. It's to my mother. My mother was the bravest, strongest person I have ever known, who was taken from me much too soon. I pray that I may be all she would have been had she lived in an age when women could aspire and achieve, and daughters are cherished as much as sons." Today, the racial inequality in our society has been moved from the shadows into the sunlight. But it is not enough just to acknowledge racism and inequality. Justice Ginsburg taught us that we have a responsibility to fight for justice and speak out when we see injustice. And Justice Ginsburg is a role model for how to conduct ourselves. She understood that when a thoughtless or unkind word is spoken, it's best to tune it out. She said the best marital advice she got was to be a little deaf sometimes. As an advocate in justice, she also understood that reacting in anger or annoyance did not advance one's ability to persuade. Despite the staggeringly different views on the Constitution and the role of the court, the 9 U.S. Supreme Court justices generally have a respectful and amicable relationship. For Justice Ginsburg, it was about making the institution work. She even developed a friendship with the late Justice Scalia, someone who could have easily been treated as an enemy. How did they have such a close friendship? According to Ginsburg's grandson, he never heard them talk about anything political or ideological, because what was the point? In the Virginia Military Institute case, where the Supreme Court struck down the long-standing male-only admission policy, Justice Scalia gave Justice Ginsburg an advance copy of his dissent. She said, although it ruined her weekend, it made her opinion that much stronger. For Justice Ginsburg, their public friendship made a statement about the court as an institution. It was strengthened by respectful debate, and it could work, no matter how polarized its members were. Justice Ginsburg has much to teach us about balance, which can seem elusive, especially to those raising a family. Times have changed since Justice Ginsburg was raising her family, when a woman was expected to put her husband's needs above her own. In fact, the Wisconsin Supreme Court, on which I sit, is now 6 of 7 women. When Justice Ginsburg was asked, when will there be enough women on the United States Supreme Court, she answered, when all of them are. After all, for 200 years, it was all men, and no one thought there was anything wrong with that. As far as balancing work and family life, we can all take a lesson from Justice Ginsburg, who dropped everything she was doing for her daily workout. She taught us that to take care of others, it is important to first take care of yourself. She also taught us it's important to surround ourselves with a support system and cheerleaders, as her husband Marty was to her. In Justice Ginsburg's relationship, Marty was the better cook. As he told the New York Times in 1997, "My wife does not give me any advice about cooking, and I do not give her advice about the law. This seems to work quite well on both sides." It was one of Justice Ginsburg's mentors who helped her get her first job after law school. He was clerking for a judge, Judge Edward Palmieri, and her mentor threatened to stop sending clerks his way if he didn't hire her. The fact that she was #1 graduate of Columbia Law School and needed this threat to help her get a job speaks to the prejudice that she had to overcome as a woman in the legal profession not all that long ago. And it was Marty who leveraged his network of lawyers, media columnists, and politicians to lobby on behalf of his wife as a nominee to the Supreme Court. After she got the nomination, Ginsburg said of her husband, "I have been aided by my life's partner, Martin D. Ginsburg, who has been, since our teenage years, my best friend and biggest booster." Justice Ginsburg understood the importance of being a mentor and role model for the next generation. She embraced her status as notorious RBG, grateful that it encouraged girls to strive to achieve their full potential. We should all strive to be remembered, as Justice Ginsburg will be, as someone who used whatever talent they have to do their best work at the very best of their ability. May her memory be a blessing and a call to action.